This morning, Brock goes swimming, Jace gets hungry,
Loki, I might pit so I can drink some water and eat some food.
and the Pope watches the race. Hello everyone, and finally welcome back to the BIA Racing Series, where we are at the 8th race of 12 with the BIA's first overseas trip of the season, finding ourselves at the Italian Grand Tour, which has been nicknamed Big Italy by the drivers for being the longest track on the calendar. But first of all, where have we been? Why the hiatus? Well, first of all, the fuel price crisis hit the BIA hard, increasing costs across the board, alongside logistical and funding issues with going overseas. During this, while everyone was at BIA HQ trying to figure out a solution to the issue, we were raided by various evildoers trying to put a stop to the BIA, and that unfortunately put us on lockdown for just under a month. However, thanks to a mysterious bald man, likely a fan of the BIA, the day was saved and we were able to escape. However, that was just the beginning, as it wasn't too long until Customized was enlisted for a field mission and sent to Utah to investigate the top secret Utah files, which regards a conspiracy-based investigation of the Utah belt, which we can't say much on that at the moment. But while he was there, secret agents trying to stop the investigation released a bioweapon. Customized was rendered severely ill and unable to race until he returned home and recovered from the deadly virus, which he was able to do thanks to the training regimen of the BIA, which is the best in the world and produces the strongest, healthiest drivers, and it is what allows everyone to recover so quickly from deadly crashes and incidents. After that, Customized, Polly and Blazin had to get jobs so we would have enough money to run this race, and during all this and another effort to get funding and interest in the series, Blazin started racing in Formula 4 with the BIA sponsoring the venture to demonstrate the skill of our drivers, so I hope that explains why we've been gone for so long. Anyway, back to the track itself. So as mentioned, this is the longest in the calendar, coming in at 15 kilometers with an elevation change of 36 meters, and is the second of 3 endurance class races this season, the first being the Utah belt from 6 races ago. This race is taking place during a lovely Italian morning, with the sunrise gracing the track at 7 AM with a temperature of 24 degrees Celsius. This track has been highly anticipated due to its size and challenge, but also because of its high quality, featuring high speeds across the track thanks to long straights, smooth and flowy corners, matched with plenty of room for racing. However, this track isn't without controversy, as it notably features a 2-kilometer long pit lane, but more importantly, the Fastello Jump towards the end of the track, which when taken at speed is faster, but could risk damage for cars with low durability. The alternative to take it slow to avoid potential damage, but you lose a lot of time in the process. Will Rock Racing has appeared to be the only team with their cars and speed strategy solid enough to take the jump at full speed almost every time without damage, while other teams have struggled with it during practice. Something to keep an eye out for as well are the 2 longest straights of the track, the Meraviglia Tunnel, which is a new addition as it was built half a year ago in December, and the Highway, both of which are the fastest parts of any track on the season this calendar, with the Highway allowing the Pessima to reach top speeds. These areas are significant as the suck system has been introduced for the first time to the BIA. In full, it's known as the slipstream utilization and car kinetic system, which should hopefully bring the racing closer on longer parts of tracks. Normal people would just call it slipstream, but we do things differently here at the BIA. Finally, the qualifying results. Unfortunately, we have the first DNQ since Utah 6 races ago, with Jace crashing at the very end of his qualifying run. His team has been renamed from Weirman Racing to Wienerman Racing as of this time, don't ask me why. Brock qualified 4th with a time of 5 minutes and 39.824 seconds, which was unfortunately a lot slower than he was expecting, where a horribly timed, engine-damaging downshift at the end of the highway definitely did not help. Brock is running this race with a special Italian-themed livery, and Will Rock has equipped his car with the experimental Will Rocket engine, where in practice it has produced anomalous bursts of unpredictable speed, typically on starts. So hopefully for him, this experimental engine design will be reliable, proving to be a huge help in the race. Polly qualified 3rd with a time of 5 minutes and 36.261 seconds, taking it at a calmer pace in his usual style, as he hasn't had much practice with Big Italy compared to the others ahead, but he does hold the lap record. A last minute crash towards the end of his run also impacted his time. In second is Customized with a time of 5 minutes and 32.454 seconds, despite a last minute crash as well. BB Tech has used their transmission tuning skills to get the most out of the Pessima's top speed for the highway straight. Will Rock Racing has attempted to replicate this with Brock's transmission as well, but despite a higher top speed, it's noticeably made his higher gear acceleration sluggish, so the difference with that will be interesting to see. In first is Blazin, Lewis managed to score his first pole position of the season with a time of 5 minutes and 31.620 seconds, where endurance class tracks suit his skill set for lengthy and unconventional street circuits. He won at Utah. Can he do it again? After long last, let's get this race underway. We are finally here on Big Italy. Blazen's first pole, and he is going for the triple crown of BIA Endurance. He has the win at Utah, and he seeks the win here and at Jungle Rock. Customized just a point ahead of Blazen in the standings, seeks to build the gap and get closer to the championship leader, Paulie, who is in an awkward spot here, and he'll have to worry about Brock and his wheel rocket engine. Customized's headlights having some electrical issues there. Hopefully everything is okay for him, but it's time to race and face Big Italy. And away we go. Paulie has a great start, but he's boxing behind Blaze, and he seems to have fumbled it. Customized taking advantage. Brock's predicted incredible start is here, but he's stuck behind Customized, with Jay sticking closely behind the back as we head up into turn 1. Brock's momentum is incredible, and he is side by side with Blazin. Started P4, now fighting for second already into turn 2, and he's past Blazin, but it's opened the opportunity for Paulie, who is going to be attacking side by side with Blazin through these high-speed sweeping corners. Paulie has the inside heel of the advantage into a tight right-hander, and with a bit of a slide has passed Blazin, who is now in a bit of a disastrous position, having gone from P1 to P4 in a matter of moments, with Customized now leading. Brock in second. Jay still in the same position. He's hit the guardrail. He loses his rearview mirror, and wow, that's close for Brock.
Oh my god.
Lock. Just complete the first lap, okay?
The actual sex just happened to my car just now.
Brock with performance issues, maybe thanks to the wheel rocket engine. A slight but dangerous slide from Blaze, and he managed to correct it. He is falling behind the top 3 already. It seems the pressure of his first pole is getting to him. We are in the tunnel. This is a major suck zone, but it's so hard to make it stick at the heaviest braking zone of the track. Customized into the grass. So is Brock. He is trying his hardest to defend here. There's a gap, but he has closed it off to prevent Brock from making any kind of move through there.
Who's behind?
That's Brock.
Me, bro. I'm so dying.
Customized worried about Brock's presence behind him. Brock's performance so far has been fantastic. No one expected him to be up here fighting for the lead on lap 1.
I don't know how I've gone from 4th to 2nd, bro. But I'm here, so...
Maybe your rocket engine has something to do with it?
Maybe.
Jace Away's behind the main pack now, coming through Vasanti hairpin, but it's too fast! Massive hit to the guardrail. That looks awful.
Oh, bad steering damage. Oh, no. Oh.
Just keep it going.
Okay, I'm trying.
Back to the leaders, and that's a bad guardrail strike for Brock too. It's all going wrong at the same time, and Pauly's able to get through into second. Jay's trying to push on, and oh my god, he is slammed headfirst into the guardrail. That's an immediate red flag. Due to this being a lap 1 incident, we're going to get the total race restart, and my goodness, the impact was so hard, it severed Jace's hand, and is now lying on the road. BIA's best surgeons will have to be on the case as soon as possible. Brock may have lost a position, but his car is in complete disarray. A total restart is exactly what he needs, even if he needs to claw his way back up the order again.
There's no way I just lost the position to Polly as soon as...
No, you're fine, you're fine. It's because it's lap 1 still. It's total restart.
Well, now I'm gonna do all that again.
Before the restart, we get some replays of what happened. So Jace simply comes in too fast, realizes his mistake, but it's too late, and he slams into the guardrail at 100 kilometers per hour. What a shock that must have been. It's a miracle he even moved on from just this impact. Viewer discretion is advised for the main crash, as it's particularly brutal, but due to steering damage, Jace just can't control the car, and it veers left straight into a guardrail, impaling in front of the car at around 100 kilometers per hour, causing severe injury and dismemberment to Jace as the car is left in ruin as well. It also turns out Jace lost both hands in the crash. As we can see here, there's the other hand flying out of the car and into the trees, so they'll go have to find that so they can reattach it during surgery. Finally, we have what happened to Brock, maybe acting with ambition with customers just in front, understeers into a guardrail, causing bad steering damage, which made it an easy pass for Pauly at the time. We are back for the Big Italy total restart to run it from the top, so now we're going to need 2 DNFs on the first lap to trigger a total restart. We're checking on Jace to see how he's doing, and yep, both hands stitched back on by a talented medical team and ready to go for the race. Customized slides playing up again. Maybe it's a secret message to his team, I don't know, but Brock will have to work back all those positions that he lost. But BeamNG gets another try at defending first place, so we'll have to see how it goes. And yet again, we're away at Big Italy, and it's an even worse start for BeamNG. This time Jace getting out of the way because Polly would have had to slow down there, and Polly now moves alongside BeamNG as Brock challenging for first place. He's on the grass a bit on the outside of Customized. Polly also on the outside of BeamNG. The fighting is fierce through turn 1. Customized defends. BeamNG loses out to Polly, and even quicker than before, BeamNG has gone from first to fourth. This is utterly disastrous for him. Our order is basically the same as we had it last time. Customized leads. Brock, an amazing run from P4 to P2 already. He really didn't have to fight as hard as he would have been expecting in getting back up the order again. We get a replay of the start to review what happened with BeamNG, so his reaction time was just poor. Polly has to back off, forcing Jace to move to the left just in case, and Brock rockets past, which allows Polly to move up into the outside of BeamNG, which is how he ended up there. And next we have Brock taking advantage of BeamNG's poor start and not having to worry about him or Polly. He goes after Customized. Brock representing the people of Italy this race with a special livery, and with the Pope watching, he is probably praying for his success. And Brock uses all of the track for as much momentum as possible. He and Customized get so close, with Brock trying to go around the outside, but Customized puts up brilliant defense. It seems Will Rock has finally tuned Brock's car up just right for optimal performance. The top 4 coming around to Portino now. Customized understeering into the wall. That would have copped damage. Brock trying to make gains, but it's opening up for Polly. He's side by side with Brock. They're getting so close as they come around Portino, but Polly backs out due to the nature of the sweeping corner through here. Brock trying to make a move on the inside of Customized, but Customized just barely defends it as Brock locked up back there. Everyone is fighting over the scraps from Customized's mistake.
Are you kidding me? How bad is that damage?
Just pin. It's a long track. Your hand should break.
Well, it's not bad enough for the half shaft's gonna break. That's not gonna happen.
You never know.
You're right.
The highway is not far off. You know it's nearby when the sun blesses the track once again. Customized is planning to pit at the end of this lap due to the damage and other issues.
My steering wheel vibrates when I brake it.
It seems that one of the mechanics has left their vibrator in the car.
Well, that has to be one of the strangest mechanical issues I've ever heard, but moving on because that is wildly inappropriate. I'm surprised I even played the message, but we are on the highway, one of the biggest suck zones of the track. Brock going alongside Customized. We have the helicopter cam here as they're along the highway. BeamNG has the suck system activated on Polly as well. They're going around the sweeping bend. It's side by side. The maximum speed of these Pessimas are being reached. It's getting so fast that they're outrunning the helicopter. Customized a superior acceleration thanks to a 6-gear tuning as well as counter attack on Brock. They almost touch. You guys need to be careful, bro. Brock getting a warning to take it easy on board with Customized. Those revs are deep into the red line. The speeds are beyond what the speedometer can read. This is what it means to be powered by Ibishu. Thanks to the superior top speed of the Will Rocket engine, Brock has gotten ahead, and Polly has fallen off BeamNG. For now, they're exiting the tunnel, and the flowing corners of run back and a Fastello begin. Brock is the new race leader. Customized will soon be pitting, and he is just centimeters away from the guardrail.
Okay, I'm good. Paint that turn, bro. That's the worst ever.
Will Rock getting a bit worried with Brock's reactions to the high-speed racing conditions at the moment. It's fair enough, these are the fastest these cars have ever gone in a race, and combined with the new suck system, no one really knew what to expect. Customized diving on the inside of Brock for the upcoming pit entry. They both get quite close to the guardrails there. Customized braking hard just before the jump. Polly almost hits him. If that was any faster, it could have been bad. Polly and BeamNG having to take the jump slow due to Customized entering the pits. Brock was able to take it fast, so he now has quite the margin of a lead. By the start of the second lap, he's gone from P4 to P1 and has become an unexpected challenge to overcome this race if others want the win. Customized now dealing with Big Italy's gargantuan pit lane, which is over 1 kilometer long. You lose around 30 seconds of time in there compared to most BIA pit stop facilities, are only seeing a loss of 5 to 10 seconds, making pit strategy so important for this race, meaning this unplanned stop may be a nightmare for Customized to deal with later on.
If you push now, Customized, and get like closer to them, they all have to mandatory pit. You're good, I think.
True, but do I want to put, yeah, and I'm managing damage because this car is so unstable when it's lightly damaged. And hitting bumps a bit too hard will make the suspension go into kangaroo mode, so like that's where I'm at right now.
That is true. Race at your own pace.
Holy yap from PB Tech, that took up half the screen, but anyway, it seems even getting out of the pits, minor damage is being carried once again. The bumper does look ever so slightly looser than usual, and the bumper has broken and is wedged under the car. PB Tech just haven't built the car strong enough for the conditions of this endurance track, but at least he has gotten out of the pits ahead of Jace.
I'm out.
Oh, out of the pits. Oh my god, bro, don't scare me, bro. Some communication errors at PB Tech. Also, for some reason, Customizer's steering with his knees. I don't know how he's doing that. And further down the track, a near miss with Paulie in the guardrail. Blazer may get suck activated down the tunnel.
Taking it easy. I think Blazer knows that because he's very much right behind me.
Blazin trying to use suck to his advantage through the tunnel here, but it's the slight bend towards the exit that makes it hard to lock in the overtaking move unless you're absurdly brave on the brakes. We'll have to see what happens here. Blazin backs out slightly and Paulie is able to defend the position.
I've got like a mosquito's worth of steering damage right now.
A mosquito? What does that even mean?
Like it's genuinely like slightest bit.
Brock dealing with slight damage despite seemingly not hitting anything since the race started. Paulie not too far behind, grazes the guardrail.
I have slight steering damage, by the way.
That is great news for Brock. Paulie's potential gains will be staggered and Blazin will continue to be held up trying to get past Paulie.
Win this race, I'm turning into a song. I don't care. I'm about to glaze myself like I don't even know.
Wow, this sounds like Velasco. I'm sure nothing bad will happen.
Please don't.
Brock has seemingly been able to manage his steering damage quite well. He taps the curb a little bit there. He's not going to want to do that, as if you end up on the other side of those, it is nasty.
Stop that! It tells you where I'm at mentally.
Brock freaking out his team a little bit yet again. Boxy slap. Blazin going for what seems to be a planned mandatory stop very early in the race. Wilrock seemingly going for an interesting strategy here. If they've loaded his car up completely on fuel, they may be trying the undercut of the Sentry on Paulie and Brock ahead for later in the race. Paulie taking the jump at speed, but it's not enough. The bumper is torn off due to an awkward angle of impact.
I was not at the right speed. I'm fine, just mentally not okay.
Oh, okay.
I thought I had the speed to make the jump. I did not. So now I have no front bumper, and then I also downshifted badly.
In other news, Brock has set a race lap record 6 seconds faster than his qualifying time. It doesn't seem that he truly understands how fast he's currently going.
Oh, lock in there, go faster.
I'm not that comfortable on this track, so I was going to take it easy because I know my pace isn't as strong on this track as Blazing Customize.
Brock will probably go a little faster than you in top speed.
Yeah, 100%.
Polygonal racing in a rare moment, feeling uncomfortable. Paulie looks up, goes wide into the guardrail despite trying to take it easy. This on top of the previous slight steering damage and bumper tear might cause problems in his pursuit of Brock. Blazin still in the pits, Customize not far behind on the main track. Will he be able to make the pass in time?
Is Blazin gonna come out?
I think you've got it. Customize has indeed made it in time. He'll be moving up into third as he tries to work his way back up the field. However, due to his first lap stop, it all depends how long he could stretch the run out. Exiting pits now. Customize's loose bumper has finally removed itself.
What's a good speed to do the jump in the town?
155k. Wienerman Racing trying to get Jace to pick up the pace on the end of his second lap despite instructions to take the jump at full speed. He still sticks to his slow pace strategy. Clearly he's going for something similar to his run at the Utah belt. And we have Brock building his gap, exiting the tunnel. He nearly hits the brick wall. That was a centimeter away from disaster. The bumps on the tunnel exit can be terrifying. No one, including myself, can catch a break. This track is truly living up to its expectations.
I hit that corner, bro. I survived it 3 times. I just gotta survive it 7, 8 more times. 9 more times. Genuinely, this track is the scariest for me because there's so much balls, dude. Oh, let me have this one, bro. I just need to concentrate, bro. No,
We're coming into the end of the third lap now. Brock coming through in a moment, likely to take the jump at full speed, so we get to see what that looks like. And you gain serious airtime there. He wobbles a bit on the landing, but this risk-taking has allowed him to maintain his impressive lead.
You sent it again. I'm a risk taker, boys. I'm a risk taker. This is how you crash every race, bro. You just start trying to cook too hard, bro. Race management, lock in.
But you have the most comfortable lead on planet Earth right now, and you're trying to cook.
Despite the restructuring of Jace's team for this race, he doesn't seem to be doing any better than some of his past performances, and perhaps taking it far too careful, braking hard through perfectly safe flat-out zones of the highway there.
No, they're on lap 3. They're behind me.
I just...
No, wait, they're in front of me.
What are you saying, bro?
Wait.
We've seen Jace's mind get to him and left by himself on the track like a Belasco. It seems to be happening again, but for some reason, for a moment, he thought he was in the lead. Blazin, since leaving the pits, has luckily kept a consistent pace behind Customize. Just went around the corner of the town thingy.
So fast. Are you serious, bro? Oh my god. And I'm gonna have to pit again for sure.
Customize getting those updates on Blazin, not sounding happy at all, as we have confirmation there that Customize is going to have to make a second stop later in the race.
Please don't be a rock inside there. Holy bro, I've never experimented like that. And I didn't know if there was a rock on the inside.
Are you experimenting mid-race? In the lead, 500 meters away from P2.
Mate, that's just how good Will Rock is, alright?
Brock trying to gain as much time as possible to build a larger gap against Paulie, especially considering if Brock pits before Paulie at this stage, he would be overtaken in the pits, but his team is not happy with how he is driving.
Has everyone pitted or?
No.
Okay, Paulie hasn't pitted.
You also have a very comfortable lead.
3 more laps and I'll just pit.
Paulie thinking about these things too shows the importance of strategy this race. For him it's mainly in regards to Blazin, but no mention of Customize indicates he may not be aware that Blazin was passed earlier while in the pits, and that he would have to deal with Customize too.
I reckon Blazin's already catching up to him early here.
Nah, bro, probably GG's.
Yeah,
Blazin is so quick.
Oh, Rob, this race.
By quite a margin.
In my mind, I'm already 3rd place.
It's another moment of this race where a lot is happening. We jump to Jace here and his bumper is wobbling everywhere, seemingly hanging on by a thread even though he's been taking it slow, and we hear that his car is suffering massive technical trouble at the moment.
What the holy I'm so scared. What just happened? My tire screen just flashed black like 3 times. I'm being hacked.
Very strange things happening for Jace in his car currently. Hopefully it is not related to paranormal related activity interfering with his car, but luckily if it is, the BIA Paranormal Division formed after what happened at Nodio Line is ready to investigate just in case.
Minimap's disappearing. What's going on?
Bro, he's having tech problems, bro. Get the pits on this.
Just don't worry about it. That's problems for another day.
Wienerman Racing wanting Jace to come into the pits to investigate the issue, but Jace calming down wants to stay out for now.
Bro, I'm so tired. That's great. I'm boxing this lap. There's no way I'm not gonna be undercut by Blazin.
Paulie feeling the exhaustion of Big Italy, and he decides that it's time to pit, and he's coming too hard, brakes lock up, and he just barely makes it in. That was a close call.
I had to slam like the handbrakes. I locked up and I was like, oh no,
wait.
don't miss.
In other news, Brock sets his 4th consecutive lap record, this one faster than the pole qualifying time by roughly 4/10, and 8 seconds faster than Brock's own qualifying time. Finally, the pace he has been dying to show all season is on display in his most dominant run yet. Will Rock has finally got it right, especially with the experiments of the Will Rocket engine, with Brock's mechanics clearly finding a reliable build for the race.
Pit crew, what's it looking like? What's the fuel situation? Definitely pit in like 6 or 7.
That definitely means he's running on a full fuel tank, and he is operating on the opposite strategy to Blazin, where he pitted at the very start of the race, and Brock plans to pit at the very end of the race, where he'll be even faster with a lighter car. Paulie, I don't know where you are in the pits. Customize the passing the exit just now.
I'm just about to get to the exit now.
Paulie is now down to P4 behind Blazin, who was around 35 to 40 seconds behind at the time Paulie entered the pits. It truly shows the impact of the pit lane! Paulie makes contact with the exit barrier, damaging one of his braking lights. Here we get a quick replay. If Paulie went any wider, that would have been a massive hit, which would have spun him out, or worse, severely damaged his rear wheel axles, which could have been race ending. Brock approaching Portino, can he keep up the pace? It's wide into the brick wall with a massive impact in the same place where Customize got his car damaged enough badly for a pit stop on the first lap. Will it be the same for Brock, and how badly will it affect his strategy?
I'm definitely pitting this lap, boys.
Did you hit a wall, yes or no?
Yeah, but I'm still driving completely fine. It's just I'm a little vibrating.
Yeah, Brock, you could probably literally pit next lap and have more than enough room to get back in first.
Wheel, don't fall off, I beg. I actually beg of you.
It is coming undone. Brock almost into the guardrail there. The impact with the brick wall has clearly caused some massive damage. While maybe not bad at first, it is getting worse every second. They think maybe if he gets back to the pits in time, he will be safe from being overtaken. But anything can happen.
Loki, I might pit so I can drink some water and eat some food. Huh?
Jace planning to make his first pit stop for a rather strange reason there, but we literally have no time to focus on that as Brock has hit a second barrier. It's only going to get worse from here for him. He has pushed too hard, and now he is reaping the seeds of the consequences he has sown. The time is now for Customize and Blazin to make gains on Brock.
Wait, Brock only 700 meters away from me?
Yeah, Brock apparently just hit a wall.
Brock is heading down the highway, and as we speak, Customize and Blazin will soon be heading into the roundabout, so Brock has actually been able to control the pace despite the damage. Customize pushing as fast as possible and wide to conquer Azura. His rear wheel dipping over the other side of the curb. We mentioned how they can be nasty. Will have inflicted any damage.
How bad's that steering damage? Oh. I'll drive it. It's not as bad as on first lap. First lap was like, I'm confident that I was going to crash with that steering damage. This is like borderline. I did 1 lap pitted, and then I've done 3 laps so far. I'm about to be 4, so I'll be like 6, yeah, definitely.
You're pitting now, but...
No, I'm just thinking. I'm thinking with how much fuel I have.
Keep that thinking head on.
If Blazin's running fuel light, he'll probably have to pit again, and I'll get ahead of him, and then I don't. Brock, I think, can go to the end, and I don't know that whole.
Customize having to make hard decisions. It's been a very rough race for PB Tech.
I'm not happy with this pit timing. It's terrible.
Brock into the pits. He does have a solid gap, but it could be neck and neck out of the exit. Brock misses the pit entry. He stopped in the middle of the track and makes a 3-point turn to get into the pits. Race Control might not be happy with that move due to it being very dangerous and against the rules of driving in reverse direction on the track.
I missed the pit entry, but you know, we're good. I made it back.
Yes.
It will be interesting to see whether they cut him some slack, as he was dealing with a heavily damaged car and he did have a large gap behind him to other drivers. The BIA is on the radio with Brock at the moment.
Is it okay if my car just didn't make the turn, so I just had to do like a quick little nudge back?
Will be reviewed after the race.
Guys, I didn't like that was the AI.
I'm heading up,
Customize deciding to play it safe, coming in to repair the damage, making it his 3rd pit stop of the race. It's not been a good run for BB Tech. Customize coming in too fast, riding the guardrail into the pits, slides on the grass and hits the speed bump rough. He barely avoids missing it. Blazin passes through. Polly won't be too far off, and Customize will be down to 4th by the time he is out of the pits.
I raised the outside.
Wait,
damn it! Bro.
Is it okay?
Why did I crash on the first lap, man? Like.
Customize seriously and understandably unhappy with how the harsh conditions of Big Italy have been treating him and the PB Tech car, which hasn't had the durability or performance to keep him out of the pits.
I don't know how close he is, but I'm terrified. I'm saying.
Blazin will have to pit again. Like, he will have to pit again, unless he's like overfilled with the out of his car. Like, he's put a full tank in there.
It's going to be so close. Brock looking to get out ahead just in time, but Blazin will have a lot more speed going into the next corners. Brock leaps out of the pits in front of Blazin, who has ludicrous speed on Brock, but he backs out of a bold move. Absolutely ludicrous. Brock holds on to the lead, but can he keep it? Oh my god, you sent it out of there.
Will Rock, let's go.
Will Rock 1-2 right now. The Hyper Will Rock is electric, where they currently hold a 1-2 position in the most dominant race they've had as a team all season. The strategy on Blazin's part has worked out almost perfectly so far, and Brock's pace has been incredible. It'll be interesting to see where things go from here, and we have Customize leaving the pits now, very shaky on the exit there.
Wait, Blazin, are you past Brock?
I'm right on his bumper. This is for P1.
Fight for position.
Blazin still close behind Brock, but he has dropped back a bit. It's been a bit of a quiet race for Polygonal Racing, and it's a very strange sight to see them out of their comfort zone.
Guys, I have terrible news. My foot's gone to sleep.
Great. Polly coming over the Fastello speed bump in just a moment. He's around 10 seconds behind Blazin. He's taken the bump just a little too hard, and he has bumper damage.
My bumper's screwed. What?
It is shocking to say, but even on a track where the laps are 5.5 minutes long, Jace may eventually be lapped towards the end of the race. He's currently over 3 minutes behind Customize. He's wide into the guardrail, a minor tap, so he seems to be okay, but this tightening bend after Portino is a common place for mistakes.
Someone DNFs, bro. I'm never forgiving them. This lead is...
Put it into existence, man.
Hey, what you doing? Hey, okay.
Blazin is close, but at the moment a safe distance behind Brock. His team urging him to stay safe, but that's not happening. He's wide into the guardrail, massive damage. He's hit another barrier. He's lost his front left wheel, and he goes up into the side of the hill. Blazin passes into first place, but at what cost? He's just seen his teammate crash right in front of him, and the dream of the Will Rock 1-2 is no longer. The red flag has been declared with Brock caught up in a small tree. What a sudden and devastating end to an amazing performance.
Oh, what a race, bro. I just like had to remind people who I was and then go back to where I was meant to be.
Back to our roots.
Wait, it's over?
It's red flagged. Brock's done.
No, bro.
Now that is sad though. Echoes of Belasco, everyone's sad to hear of Brock's DNF after leading for half of the race and being the only person to so far set lap records along the way. We have the replay, so unfortunately experiences dramatic amounts of understeer, washing really wide, and slams into the guardrail, causing immediate catastrophic steering damage, sending him into the brick barrier on the other side, which sends him across the road again, up a hill, and he gets caught in a tree. Even if he didn't end up on the side of that hill, he would have likely DNF'd soon afterwards anyway, due to losing one of his driving wheels.
I'm third now. No, I'm behind Blazin'. It's over, bro. Jesus Christ.
Customized not happy to be starting behind Blazin', considering his bad start, which slows down the people behind him. Meanwhile, it's good to see Brock doing okay after the incident. He's currently at the nearby docks going for a swim to cool off a bit.
That was a good race though. I enjoyed that. Oh.
It's so nice to finally see people, can I just say?
Luckily for Jace, due to the restart, he is unlikely to be lapped now. PB Tech has struck gold here with the restart. They're put back up with Polly and Blazin', and everyone can likely now run to the end of the race, now just over halfway done. Who will claim the trophy of BIA's biggest endurance challenge? It's time to see as they're off again. Blazin' seemingly have a bit of a better start this time, but Polly still has a better run. Customized moving across the block off Jace. They're blazing the dirt a little bit. Customized has a better run on Blazin' in the long term as ahead into turn one. Blazin' backs out, breaks a bit. Customized now headed into second place. He is now making moves on Polly as we go into turn 2. He's up the inside. He's into the grass a bit. They're side by side as they go through the long sweeping corners. Polly will have the advantage through here as they head down to the tight right-hander. Blazin' has lost many positions on the start again. Customized and Polly bumper to bumper as Customized dives down the inside. Goes deep into the grass. They're side by side. Customized around the outside. Blazin' taking advantage. Him and Polly are now side by side. There's line contact. Blazin' forced to stick just behind Polly for now, but he'll be trying anything to get past. What an incredible race restart we've had.
Tell me that was a f***ing aura, bro. You no longer go for a gap. You no longer race.
Customize a little ahead of Polly and Blazin' due to the both of them fighting. This is brilliant for PB Tech, but can the car hold up from here? Everyone coming through Monty Valley now. Polly goes deep into the corner. Blazin' comes up the inside and retakes second without much fight through there.
I'm playing it very conservative, and I'm just going to hold people up.
Yeah.
Here we get the replays from that race restart. Customized, the master of bold moves during the opening stages of this lap, finding any and all gaps to use into turn 1, tie into the grass slightly, and he gets so close to Polly's bumper as he transitions to the inside of the next corner. We're going quite far into the grass and hooks the grip of the front left and rear left into the dirt, slingshotting him around the inside. We love to see the track specific techniques like this. Then into the tight right-hander. Customized diving down the inside of Polly, goes almost completely into the grass. Polly, not expecting such a move, almost turns into him, but backs away as he notices just in time, allowing Customized to have the advantage into the next corner as he passes around the outside. This allows Blazin' to take advantage of the situation. We're coming alongside, they almost hit each other, and then on the same wavelength, they both brake at the same time. Both lock up slightly, and unfortunately, Polly going a tiny bit wider as Blazin' turns in a little early, leads to the small contact there. Luckily, neither driver seems to have come away with damage. Just because Polly is driving carefully, it doesn't mean he isn't looking for moves. They're approaching Portino, and Polly with quite the run here, looking to make something work, but Blazin' has that car in the right places to defend from Polly for the time being. Blazin' will really need to open this gap up from him if he wants to prevent the risk of a suck overtake on the highway. The top 3 coming over the Fastello Jump now. Customized comfortably ahead at the moment. Blazin' almost hits the guardrail with a 45-degree angle jump. He's getting aggressive with just half the race left, but he needs to be careful to not have it end early.
What you eating?
Skittles.
Which are the sour ones or not?
No, number one. Sour ones,
I love sour ones.
I might see if they're too sensitive.
Some weird things being talked about at Wienerman Racing this morning. Whoa, Jay's almost losing it, and he takes the runoff.
Jace, take the corner round.
What do you mean take the corner?
Jace was instructed to take the runoff after what happened in a very peculiar way. This team, an interesting part of the BIA grid. Unfortunately, their Utah-like strategy doesn't seem to be working this time around, with Big Italy's conditions being safer than Utah's. Jace over the curb a bit there. We've seen the issues that can cause his undercarriage won't have liked it, but at the moment, Polly and Blazin' are on the highway. Polly is most definitely going to have suck engaged here, and indeed he does. He's looking to come along the inside of Blazin' for the next corner. Blazin' blocks it off, but Polly transitions cautions to the outside of him as they go over the bridge now side by side. Polly seems to be slightly pulling ahead here. They are just so close together at the moment. Polly may be pulling ahead, but thanks to Suck, Blazin is still in a position to fight back. He tucks it behind Polly, gains a lot of extra speed. They almost made contact at around 250 kilometers per hour. Now that was a scary one. I wasn't expecting the speed from that. With Polly now just barely ahead in second, that will be confirmed that the upcoming tunnel where being brave with the lift or braking could change the positions. Here they come, Polly on the brakes before Blazin, but Blazin has to back off, allowing Polly to defend second position for the time being. We get a replay just to see how close these two got in the highway. It was so close to being a double DNF. Blazin falling behind wants to get the stronger effects of Suck when directly behind someone for extra speed, but it kicks in suddenly where their bumpers are just centimeters away from each other. Suck is a bit unstable on his debut, but we do have confirmation it will be improved for later races in this season. It's definitely made for some great racing so far. Jay's over half a minute behind the rest of the pack at the moment, and whoa, he almost loses it again. Jay seemingly not in his comfort zone since the restart.
Get in there, Jace. Bit shaky, but you'll get to the end, mate.
Why do you have to say my name every single time I do a corner? Shut the f up.
It's getting to that point of the race where the drivers are exhausted and just wanting to finish it. Jace is no exception.
We've made a gap, bro.
Locked in. Come on.
PB Tech has turned this race around for them, but with just a few laps to go, anything can happen.
I don't love Blazin behind me. I thought he was going to catch up to Customize a lot better.
I gotta calm
What pace do
down.
you think you have, Blazin? I'm just curious.
Customize it. Fuck, is that you?
Blazin believing he has more pace in him, but he has been struggling to get past Polly since he was overtaken on the highway last lap. If he wants a chance at getting to Customize, he needs to get past right now.
Just send it past him, bro. Just send it.
Wheelrock Racing demanding Blazin be more aggressive, and he's indeed going for it, and he gets past Polly into second. Blazin is about to be an immediate threat to Customize. Watch out, Customize! Oh my god, Blazin takes a jump at full speed, side by side over the speed bump. Customize on two wheels narrowly defends first place from Blazin, who is making a sudden charge for the lead. I bet the Pope is so excited watching this blessed racing. That has to be one of the most insane moves we've ever seen in a BIA race, and it almost worked.
Oh, no way I kept that.
The replays are coming in. Customize took the jump slow, not realizing Blazin, who typically takes the jump fast, had just overtaken Polly alongside managing the weak durability of the PB Tech car this race. That allowed for a flawless execution of the jump from Blazin, taking that the perfect speed and landing surprisingly smoothly. We get the onboard now. Just look at the difference of speed. That is mental. We get to take a look at Customize's defense too, which was just perfect. It was so close, but he managed to hold Blazin off just in time. Something else that took place shortly after as well was Polly, who unfortunately took the jump at an extremely awkward speed, landed rough, which has now split his bumper, so that is no good for polygonal racing. Customize coming through the Visanti jump now, and his bumper has split the weak durability of the PB Tech car, striking at the worst possible time. Weirdly, it's the Wheelrock cars that have been the most durable of this race.
Of course my bumper's scraping. Oh, I can't, bro. I can't.
Customize under serious pressure, not feeling confident with Blazin behind, so close to the end of the race, on top of the fact he is now having to race with bumper damage. Customize wants to win his first race since No Line, which was done under his temporary ABS allowance 5 races ago. Blazin wants to win so he can go on to win the triple crown of BIA endurance for the season. These rivals are once again going head to head in dramatic fashion as we get closer and closer to the end of the first season. Everything is on the line between these two.
This is your chance. Fight like a lion.
Jace coming through to the exit of the tunnel now. He's going wide. He's into the guardrail. Lost his rearview mirror. Loses control of the car. Almost hits the guardrail back there. But he's regained that control. What an incredible moment of recovery from Jace.
Ooh, okay, I'm pitting. Actually, no, I should be alright.
Jace deciding not to pit over the incident as his car has surprisingly gotten away with it despite slamming into the side of a guardrail. The Wienerman racing car has been surprisingly durable.
Very important from race engineer. Jace is pitting.
Yeah, I don't give a... Wheelrock giving completely irrelevant and outdated info to Blazin. Even during a dominant race, the team's communication is questionable. Here we have the replay of what happened to Jace. So he just understeers headed to the tunnel exit, and it's crazy how he didn't seem to get any major steering damage from hitting that guardrail around 160 kilometers per hour. And afterwards, what a save from Jace, just so close to disaster there, but managing to recover at the last moment. Very impressive. We're soon approaching the highway, which will be Blazin's easiest opportunity for an overtake thanks to Suck, but will the gearing of of the PB Tech car prevail. We'll have to see as Blazin, thanks to driving smoothly and closely behind Customized through these high-speed corners, has sucked before the highway has even begun.
How are you there?
Customized managing to hold Blazin off as they head around the roundabout. The pressure is mounting and Customized is clearly not taking it well.
If this guy gets it with a hit near me, bro, I'm racing him until we crash.
Grab his twist.
The emotions are running high at both teams, the biggest rivals of the championship, just 1 point apart in the standings. We saw them fight hard at Belasco. They're going to fight again. Blazin has stuck on Customized and he goes up on the inside around the bridge. Currently side by side as they approach their top speeds. Blazin has pulled ahead into first, but it's not going to last long with the gearing of the PB Tech car. And there it is. It's just bursting ahead as Customized goes into first again. The acceleration and top speed difference on full display here. The gearing of the PB Tech car for this race allows it to reach a top speed roughly 10 kilometers per hour higher than Blazin's, and there's not much he can do about it. If he wants first, he needs to overtake before the highway in a position where he can get far enough away from Customize. They're coming through the Fastello Jump now. Customize will have to take the jump fast, and it's such a rough landing on top of his bumper as it gets loose. Blazin having to make sure he can avoid it as it slides across the track. With 2 laps to go, can Customize hold Blazin off? It's now or never for both drivers, and Customize briefly held a record just then before it was taken away by Blazin. It shows how their rivalry is pushing each other to new heights. It's not looking good for Customize though, having the bumper stuck under the car for so long, and it then being slammed into the undercarriage at the Fastello Jump is certain to have caused damage.
And of course my double jump. Like, see what I mean? Like, this is why it's so slow. Like, what am I meant to do?
The weak durability of the PB Tech car striking at the worst time. His car now damaged. Will he be able to defend from Blazin to the end despite the car problems? Polly trailing behind, roughly 5 seconds away. His bumper is now stuck in a very peculiar position just in front of his rear right wheel. That's not any good for him, and luckily he's able to get rid of it after it frees itself from underneath his car.
It's gonna be like Utah, but like, hopefully I don't crash on my own.
Customize is right. This is a lot like what happened at Utah. Blazin has caught up to Customize during the final stages of an endurance race. Customize is rightfully on edge and frustrated over what has happened to his car. He's been on the radio a lot, bringing the issues to light. Meanwhile, Blazin has been silently focusing on the charge now ahead of him if he wants to win, and he's going for it through the tunnel. But can he make it stick around the sweeping bend? He's gonna have to back out, and Customize moves over to defend for the next corner.
Defending like a line right now. I've just got no acceleration.
The damage from the bumper is causing massive trouble for Customize. Jace breaks his bumper over the speed bump in Fastello. This race has been one of the best so far, but like no line, its future will be called into question due to the reliability issues the cars face on this track. And Customize rubbing against the brick wall. Blazin looking to get past, but Customize has his car in all the right places to prevent him from doing so.
Turning left is abysmal, by the way.
Like
just turning left with this just turning left with this bumper damage.
Blazin scrapes the edge of the guardrail there, but Customize has gone wide, and there's an opening as Blazin goes around the outside of Customize around the tightening bend, but he can't do it. Customize defends it for the time being, but Blazin looking for the switchback as they head up to the Visate jump, but he goes around instead to the outside. That's about to become the inside. Who's going to come out on top? Customize jumps across the track to defend. We've never seen Blazin this aggressive before. It's the hardest he's ever fought, but it's also the strongest defense Customize has ever had to hold up. He's doing this while under damage. These drivers are pushing each other beyond limits as they fight for the Big Italy win. They're heading down to the Visante hairpin now. This is the most competitive final stages of a race we've ever witnessed at the BIA. Customize hugging the inside as Blazin sets up a switchback, and they're going to be side by side as they head down the sweeping bend into Holy Rock. Customize on the inside, Blazin on the outside. Can Blazin make it work? But no. Customize holds him off once again as Blazin has a big lockup. Blazin right on Customize's tail, looking for any possible gap he could take to get past. Both drivers all over the track as they head uphill. This is absolutely mental. Who's going to come out on top? Customize defending the inside, both so close to the guardrail. Customize deep on the inside. Blazin looking for the gap around the outside. He's doing it in the grass and scraping the guardrail. A side view mirror went flying as Blazin finally gets the job done. Customize's acceleration issues preventing him from fighting back. Now that Blaze is past, Customize is struggling to control the damage. He's all over the place, and thanks to that and the prior battling, Paulie is challenging him for second place, and he gets through. Customize is correct. He is right to be frustrated. His team has thrown his race away by not making a car strong enough to withstand this track, and it has seemingly cost him the chance of a second win, and now he's down to third due to the mounting damage. It's a sight that nobody wanted to see. It's devastating. You would hate to experience something like this for yourself. The driver's coming through the roundabout now. Unless Paulie can pick up the pace, it seems we may now have our finishing order. Customize on 2 wheels there. He needs to be careful. We wouldn't want a last minute restart where Customize cannot finish the race despite everything he's been through. That would be terrible. And something's wrong. He's into the guardrail.
Why? What happened? Oh, what was that?
Customize's car all over the road, guardrail to guardrail on the highway. Something truly anomalous has taken place. The BIA's paranormal division will have to be on site immediately to investigate. For now, a lag flag has been called under the disconnection reasoning, which means Customize was possessed by an entity of some kind. We'll have more word for you as the replays and analysis come in. We have the replays coming in now, so first of all, a few clips to put into perspective how hard that racing was getting. Blazing, grazing along the guardrail in Portino. If the angle was any sharper, that would have caused steering damage. Customize's handling damage, however, allowed him to get alongside right after. Next up is Blazen's overtake on Customize, which truly demonstrated how desperate the race team was getting, with any and all gaps being used. It seemed like Blazen scraped against the guardrail to get the move done here, but he actually didn't. Just millimeters of space between him and the guardrail. However, his side view mirror was snapped off due to contact with that guardrail. A truly miraculous overtake. It's a shock he didn't make any proper contact with the guardrail there. Afterwards, through the Blazen passing, Customize, probably not realizing Paulie had caught up yet, thought there was no longer much of a reason to fight the damage as hard as he was doing previously, leading to damage-induced erratic driving, which gave an opportunity for Paulie to pass on through into second. Customize's frustration at the situation, completely understandable, as he had a chance at the win here that was completely taken away due to no fault of his own. We're like the no line slam, Smith's rally jump, and Isla Seca as a whole. Big Italy had been damaging his and other teams' cars over time. This may make it seem like Customize intentionally crashed due to frustration, but the paranormal division has confirmed it was a demonic possession. The negative emotions of the situation meant it was easy for the demons to take control. Signs of this are shown through the car behaving in ways it shouldn't. As you can see, Customize makes a tiny steering adjustment, but that's when the demons take control, and the steering is suddenly locked in this position and stays in this exact angle no matter what happens to the car from then on. Another sign of demonic possession is the car continuously revving out as if the driver was still on the throttle, and the final symptom here is that for some reason just the rear right wheel was acting as if it was continually in motion, even with the car at a complete standstill. Yeah, we'll restart.
Oh, it's gonna be like a 1 lap
Yeah, this is gonna be the 1 lap sprint. Blazen and Paulie making their way back to the grid for the restart. Paulie takes the jump fast and almost flips over. And here we are again, the same arrangement from the last restart. Customize has been exercised of the demons, and if you're unaware, cars unfairly affected by anomalous activity come back for the restart, which is why a lag flag was called instead of a red flag. It's going to be a 1 lap sprint to the finish. Blazen is at a serious disadvantage in defending his first place position here. As we've seen, he operates much better long term and can't do much short term. Paulie, however, if he overcomes his nervousness on this track, could potentially take the win, and Customize yet again has the opportunity to come out on top even after it was seemingly over regarding his chance at the win. And if any of these drivers crash, Jace could even come away with a podium position as well, just like he did on Utah. The bells in Fastello toll for the finale of Big Italy. After all the waiting, after all the excitement, after all the drama and controversy, it is finally time to see who will be granted the title of winner on the BIA's toughest endurance challenge. It's time, and Jace jump starts, but Paulie has problems and is close, but Jace can't get through. He has to back off. Customize trying to get a bump draft off Blazen with Paulie to his left after a rough start. There's nowhere for him to go. It's worked out perfectly for Blazen as they head into turn 1. Customize right on his bumper and trying to go deep on the inside. He goes wide. There's almost contact with Paulie. Blazen at the inside of turn 1 completely blocked off. He knows how Customize moves thanks to how often they fought each other. Blazen has luckily been able to keep his lead off the start. We get a quick replay of the start just to see what happened between Paulie and Jace. So Jace jump starts slightly, but Paulie has a badly delayed start and he's slow off the line, apparently due to some sort of problem.
Oh, what the
What happened?
What just happened? I don't know.
Jace even almost made an overtake work, but it was just too close for comfort and he had to back out. If he had passed him there, that would have been incredible.
Oh, Jace, bro.
I could have probably went for that, but I don't know.
Customer's right behind Blaze and he's gone past Polly already. All he needs to do is get past Blaze and to claim the win, and he has 3/4 of the track left to do it. Blaze goes wide, he may have hit the wall. There's Customer's chance, and there's contact. Oh, man.
I want to take him out, Jesus Christ.
Coming around Portino, there's contact once again. Blazing sent to the guardrail. Customize overtakes Polly, looking to take advantage of this situation. Now Customize goes wide into the guardrail. He's definitely gotten steering damage from that. Polly alongside Blazing on the inside, looking for first place as they come around the tiny bend. Customize on the inside too, but he goes wide into Blazing and hits him into a guardrail. That is a massive incident. Polly leads, Customize in second, and Blazing may be forced to drop out of the fight if he's damaged badly.
I was so tight on the inside, I couldn't turn anymore, bro. Like, I literally couldn't. That would be rude, but anyways.
Jay's coming around the turning bend now and just hit the guardrail hard in the same spot Blazin did. It's been a tricky spot for all the drivers in this race. Jay's coming to the Fastello Jump now. He's gone wide and hit the guardrail again. There is clearly now massive damage done to the car. He's hit to yet another guardrail and a wheel bounces down the track.
Front left hand shaft broken.
Jay's calling his half shaft a hand shaft for some reason. Wienerman Racing not knowing the correct terms for the parts in their car, but more importantly, they've called the red flag and the race is going to be restarted yet again. Absolutely unbelievable scenes here at Big Italy this morning. It was going to be the last lap, but the race timer hadn't finished yet, meaning DNF restarts still take place. Whoa, Polly suddenly moved back in time to a complete stop at Holy Rock, trying to head back to the line. A massive crash between him and Customize there. Blazin also somehow wrecked on the side of the road. Demons trying to stop Big Italy once again, but nothing stops the BIA, and they'll make sure to have their cars ready to go for the next and hopefully last restart. Before we get this restart underway, some replays from what was happening between Customize and Blazin. Blazin, as we saw, went wide, luckily just a tiny graze with the wall, but he lost so much speed, and Customize coming in a lot quicker there, accidentally taps his rear where Blazin then saves a scary slide, which almost sends Customize into the wall. These drivers, both under high amounts of stress, sort of moving all over the place here, and up ahead as Customize tries to back out. Blazin brakes perhaps a lot earlier than he was expecting, so Customize accidentally taps him again, this time sending him into a guardrail. Customize, unsettled after his mistake with Blazin, goes wide into the following guardrail, which gives Blazin the position back as Polly passes him, and they actually did touch, the bumper wobbling just slightly as Polly made contact very close to disaster there, but then Customize trying his best to stay out of Blazin's way, but due to damage even steering as much as possible to the right, he goes wide into Blazin. Considering the circumstances of both drivers sort of being all over the place and damage being involved, what happened has since been classed by the stewards as a racing incident. This will be the final lap of Big Italy. We said that before, but this time it's for real. No matter what, they've wrapped up the timer, so it's truly a sprint to the finish. Polly's just where he needs to be after running a quiet race so far. Meanwhile, Blazin and Customize, after fighting through the trenches of Big Italy, are behind him and gunning for the win as hard as they possibly can. Let's get Big Italy done and over with. I want to go home. The drivers want to go home. It's been a fantastic race, but everyone just wants to go home. So let's go! It seems to be equal starts among them as they head off the line. Customize holding Blazin off there as they head into turn 1 up the long hill. No immediate overtakes yet. Customize looking around the outside using all of the track there. Can he make it work? No, Polly defends that. Customize looking up the inside of the next corner, but once again Polly is able to defend as Customize rides the dirt around the corner. He's looking around the outside there, but again Polly's able to defend because he has the advantage through these corners as they head down to the sweeping corner. What will Customize do? He goes for the dive bomb here again, side by side, so tight around here. Will Polly fall victim to the same move as Customize goes around the outside? He does not. He stays ahead. Polly's fought these battles before, and he is fighting off two drivers desperate to validate the effort they've put into this race. Blazin has been hanging back, just letting them battle. Polly looks up, goes wide into Montevalli. It is time for Customize, separated by centimeters. Customize claws his way into first place. Incredible stuff. We get a replay of that incredible overtake from Customize, extremely close but cleanly done. It really goes to show what happens when everything is on the line at the last moment. Anyway, it's back to the racing and Customize is not safe. Polly was stuck in the tunnel alongside, go to get ahead here, but he can't make the move stick. We've seen before how hard it is to follow through with an overtake at the exit of the tunnel. Whoa, Blazin with a huge lock up there. He's been letting these two fight for the time being as Polly looks for a move around the outside, but with Customize's defense on the descent to Portino, It's not happening. Blazin is now closer behind than before. He's going to have to overtake both Polly and Customize if he wants first place here. It's going to be a difficult challenge as Polly has more speed on Customize, looking for a way through, but again, Customize is able to defend there as Blazin is now on the inside of Polly as they head around Portino, but Polly is able to block that one off as he now has to focus on simultaneously attacking Customize and defending from Blazin. It's a huge challenge as they come around to the tightening bend. Blazin looking on the inside of Polly through here, and he's going for it. Will he be able to take second place? It's absolutely crucial he does soon if he wants to win, but Polly is able to defend as he goes in the dirt a bit there due to the fighting between Polly and Blazin. Customize has been able to pull ahead, and oh my goodness, Blazin goes flying over the Fastello Jump. These three drivers are just getting so desperate for any gains as this race comes to a close. A pretty equal gap is open between the three drivers as they head down to Holy Rock. Blazin deep into the dirt here. He goes wide with too much speed. It's a massive hit with the guardrail. Is his charge for the win coming to a disastrous end? Tap the guardrail, slight steering damage. Judging by that steering wheel movement, that looks to be far worse than just slight steering damage. After all is said and done, a nasty hit with the guardrail brings Blazin Stream for the Big Italy win and the BIA Triple Crown of Endurance to a close. The Wheel Rock car so far has been incredibly resistant to the track and guardrail hits, but this one was just too much, and when his car's durability mattered the most, it has failed him, and we can see here it was all caused due to Blazin going far too deep into the dirt and it ruined his grip, a critical mistake which led to catastrophe. Customize has a completely safe gap from Polly at the moment, especially thanks to his gearbox tuning here on the highway. It looks like he's going to get the win, and Blazin far behind, touching the guardrail there. The steering damage looking barely manageable, but he's been able to keep it going, so at this stage he will still finish the race. Yeah, my steering's gone, but I'm like still driving and everything. I'm just basically out of the battle, just so you guys know. After all the commotion, after all the fighting, after the massive struggle, it goes to show even if it looks to be over halfway through the race, anything can still happen, and indeed it did, and Customize wins Big Italy, claiming his first win since no deadline and his first win without ABS. Let's go, Custom!
I mean, that racing with Polly on the very last lap was awesome.
PB Tech ecstatic, Customize exhausted. Polly has come away with the most impressive second place finish. It truly demonstrates that all you need to do for success is stay out of trouble. And Blazin is finally coming through to the finish, takes the jump at full speed even with damage, and that causes a massive crash. There is no way Blazin is getting to the finish in this condition. In the end, despite his efforts, he was unable to even make it to the end. What a ridiculous lapse of judgment from Blazin, and here is the replay. So due to damage, he of course has nowhere near the speed to make it, so slams into the road at a terrible angle, and he's off into the side of the buildings, hitting the trees and ending up in pieces all over the track. The jump which aided him all race is what ended his race. What did I just do? There's no way I actually just did that. Bro, I'm such a idiot, bro. And finally, the most anticipated race of the season by far comes to a close, and we saw it all. Brilliant racing, paranormal activity, crashes, and strange shenanigans. The race ran for 13 laps, and due to the track being fast and the longest in the track pool, we've traversed the longest distance yet at approximately 195 kilometers. But keep in mind, the full length of the aborted laps causing restarts is taken into account despite them being cut short. The race results of Brock in 5th place after a truly dominant performance with a car that finally performed well for him, which unfortunately began to fall apart when he hit that brick wall, forcing him into the pits. And with Blazin trailing behind him for more than a lap, he eventually crashed into multiple guardrails, getting stuck on the side of the track. It's great to see Brock demonstrate the pace he does have, but always sad to see that it's hard for him to keep it going until the end. In 4th is Jason after running a mostly quiet race by himself and ultimately being a massive factor in the outcome of this race thanks to his last minute crash. In 3rd is Blazin coming off his first pole position, but in the end he was unable to maintain the momentum he had, where he appeared to be in his element throughout most of the race. Despite a well thought out strategy and impressive racecraft, his starts really let him down, and the stress of the end of the race led to his demise, leading to an embarrassing last minute DNF. His desire for the triple crown of BIA endurance has come to an end. Finishing in 2nd was Polly, who uncharacteristically found himself in an uncomfortable position in this race and was struggling to reach the pace set by Blazin, Brock and Customize despite holding the lap record, but his consistency shone through to the end, where thanks to staying out of trouble he was still able to fight fight for the lead at the end of the race. In first place is Customized, his second win of the season and his first without ABS 5 races ago at the no-deal line. He really fought tooth and nail. The car throughout the race proved to be unreliable on the conditions of Big Italy, and it seemed to show that the win was over, but he kept pushing through to the end, where after incredible battling with Blazin, despite driving with damage and managing to pull off some incredibly bold moves on the restarts, he was able to find himself on the top step of the podium this race. And driver of the day goes to Blazin. After 7 races, he finally gets the award on the 8th of the season, thanks to what we've already talked about with his pre-planned strategy that would have seen him run to the end with just a single early stop, pace that picked up to dominant levels towards the end of the race, and brilliant racing with Customized. Despite going from P1 to P3, it is safe to say it was his most impressive performance yet. As far as standings go, no position changes. Polly still maintains a comfortable lead, and Jace built his gap from Brock a little further, but the primary thing to look at here is that thanks to the pole point and driver of the day point, despite finishing 2 places lower than Customized, Blazin has managed to stay within the same 2 points range that he was in by the end of Tyrannos, so these two rivals will continue to battle out on track as we head towards the end of the season. Join us next time for the 9th race of 12, where we head back to the United States, this time to the islands of Hawaii, where we race at 10 AM on the Jungle Rock Loop, and it will be the last endurance class race of the season. This track is 8.6 kilometers in length with an elevation change of 59 meters, and it's a combination of the high speeds of Big Italy and the danger of the Utah Belt with its dangerous conditions and technical layout. Thank you so much for sticking with us despite the wait, but now we move on to the next wait for our trip to Jungle Rock Island.